Well, our tech panel is here tonight taking a close look at the new generation of electric plug-ins. Stephen Bird is here from Best Buy, and he has brought Bill Reynolds, who served as coordinator for Chattanooga's National Plug-in Day last weekend. Guys, thanks for joining us. You know, we've talked before about how it's been kind of a hard sell in Chattanooga for the electric vehicle, but you know, also we heard about a fire involving the Tesla. Does that make people not want to try this? Oh my gosh, there was a fire involving one of these electric vehicles.
So recently the Tesla actually got rated by the National Highway and Safety Administration, and it was actually safer than the safest car they've ever rated before. So I don't think that fire really should have too much to do with your decision in purchasing an electric vehicle. If you look at it, there were 152,000 on average car fires a year between 2006 and 2010, and there's been one electric vehicle fire.
Not something to write home about, Bill, then? Probably not, you don't think?
No, and besides that, you know, there was a story in the news 2 years ago about the Volt having, it was a crash-tested Volt that had a fire. There were 50,000 Volts sold in those 2 years, not another fire.
Wow. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Electric vehicle myths. What do most people think about these electric vehicles? Steve, what do you think? Do people have certain ideas and they may be wrong about them?
Some of the myths that I've heard are it costs more to operate an electric vehicle than it does a gas engine, and Bill actually has a great comeback for that myth.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of numbers on our car. We own a Leaf, and for 85 cents of electricity, we can drive 30 miles. If you've got a car that goes 30 miles per gallon, you know how much that's going to cost. We pay like 28% of what a gasoline driving car has to pay, you know, for its fuel.
But what about the electric vehicles? Are they a lot more expensive, though, than the regular cars? Is that why people are worried about that?
In the beginning, they were. The prices have definitely came down on those. I know you can get an electric vehicle now for under $30,000. So.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, like as you know from Best Buy, computers, when they used to be so expensive, now they've come down in prices. Do the same thing that's going to happen with the electric vehicle?
Exactly. As the price of batteries fall, the price of the vehicle will fall.
There are three of these we want to talk about. We've talked a little bit about the Chevy Volt, the National. There's also the Nissan Leaf you mentioned, and the Tesla model. Let's start off the Chevy Volt. What are the advantages of these cars?
So the Chevy Volt is a vehicle that is an extended range plug-in. So basically it runs about 50, EPA estimates 38. Personally, I've been getting about 50 miles per battery charge on electricity. And then it kicks over to a gas engine that actually is just a generator that powers battery back, that can go from here to California if you wanted to, and gets about 40 to 45 miles per gallon on gas. So the average driver there is a single car driver, so someone that doesn't need to only get around town. Now the Leaf, Bill actually owns a Leaf, so I'll tell us about that then.
Yeah, my wife and I are examples of people who have two cars. You know, our old gas-fired car, and then the Leaf, and we drive the Leaf mostly around town. And we're saving something like $700 to $1,000 a year in fuel costs. That's like money in the pocket that we're paying that much less for electricity powered driving than if we were paying for a car that went 30 miles per gallon.
Now, having this car, are you having a hard time finding a place to plug in, or is that not a problem?
No problem whatsoever. Routinely, of course, we plug in overnight at our house and have a full charge the next day. And you know, most days we plug in the next night, but then there's sometimes when we don't go very far one day and we don't need to plug in. We've got enough range left on it to go as far as we need to go the next day. And by the way, let me just jump in here. We don't have range anxiety now. My wife had it to begin with, but we've gotten used to estimating the distance we have to travel, or we're going to travel in a day, and the computer readout of the range on the battery. And we're okay, no anxiety.
All right, well, Bill Reynolds, thank you very much. Steve Bird, thank you for being with us. Guys, talking about electric plug-ins, check it out if you want to. And we'll be right back in just a minute, so stay with us.